Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host, Joseph, and today Epic proves that it's not all bad news in the gaming industry, and maybe putting all their eggs into the Fortnite basket isn't a bad idea because right now they're shattering records that Pubg actually helped put up. So, with that said, Future Joe, roll the intro. So before we talk about Fortnite and Epic and all that jazz, I do want to talk about Pubg for just a second and just say that this video is by no means bashing Pubg. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the great work. Selling 30 million units of any game of any stature, whether AAA or otherwise, is a huge success. But with that, I want to talk about Epic because it seems like for the past few weeks, ever since they announced Paragon's closure, a lot of people have been throwing a little bit of shade towards Epic's way. You know, a lot of people, I saw an article saying is Epic throwing all their eggs into the Fortnite basket, and is that a good thing overall over time? I saw a lot of people saying, well, you know, if what if Fortnite doesn't do well? What if a game comes out like Red Dead Redemption, for example, is rumored to have a Pubg element to it? What if that game comes out and totally eats Fortnite's lunch? Then now you have no game to back you. Why just terminate Paragon because it wasn't a cash cow like Fortnite was? And I think I want to tackle that one first. Paragon was a troubled game, and I think anybody can look at it and see that I think what Paragon is a learning experience for Epic of what happens when you go into a genre that is flooded, that everybody is doing, that there is a big major 2 or 3 out there and trying to make a dent in something. Paragon, as great as it was to some and to many, it just came into a genre that was overflooded with competent competition. And I think Paragon's troubled development spoke to that as this is what happens when you arrive late. And I think that troubled development cycle, Epic looked at it and said, okay, listen, Paragon's not doing great, but Fortnite is doing gangbusters. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna focus on the success that's making us a shit ton of money? Or are we gonna look at the one that's troubled, that's not making us much money? And I think if you're hurt by that, that's fair. But I also think what Epic's done is a huge thing and a huge achievement for them. Maybe I'm a bit of a fanboy because yeah, I do love their games like Unreal Tournament and Gears of War, and seeing them being talked about again in such a way does excite me. I'm tired of seeing them do Infinity Blade. I want them to do something big and huge, and Fortnite is that, right? Fortnite's huge because of a few reasons, right? Remember the controversy that Pubg was threatening to sue Epic over Battle Royale's existence. And I remember people going, whoa, Pubg, that's the first nasty thing you've done. Settle down. And people were already looking at Fortnite because Pubg, this thing that everybody wants to play, just acknowledge that there's competition and that it's scared by it. And right there is a sign of weakness to Pubg and a sign of strength to a game that nobody's even played yet. And I really do appreciate the way that Epic handled that launch by saying, yeah, no, we are a clone. Yes, no, we appreciate Pubg for what it is. We are trying to do the same thing. We love it so much. We want to do something in our own universe. And yes, make money on the side. But nonetheless, for people that bought the game at $60 and going, oh, wait, Battle Royale is free, Epic coming out and saying, no, 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 hey, you made a mistake. That's on us. Here's your $60 back is something really awesome. So I think Fortnite, the reason why it is where it is because Pubg acknowledged it and because right off the bat it had a whole bunch of goodwill behind it. It really did. And seeing that there was this risk-free way of trying out a mode that everybody wanted to play, you know, taking advantage of having a large team, being Epic Games, being able to put your game on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4, understanding that the marketplace does not take kindly to those who are late, they take kindly to those who arrive early. Yeah, they hopped on this bandwagon. They acknowledge the fact that they're a clone. Sure, yeah, we're different in our own way, but yes, we do very much take the same elements from Pubg. Coming to terms with that and acknowledging it made people turn around and go, you know what, let me try your game out. And that's one big reason. The reason why Fortnite's a huge success is really mainly because it's free. It's a risk-free way of trying something everybody's talking about. Everybody wants to be part of the conversation when you're a nerd like us, when you're in the gaming industry, when you're in the gaming community, rather. That's a better term, gaming industry. Ugh. You know, when you're part of this community, you always want to talk about the next greatest thing. And Fortnite gave you that ability to at least have a taste of it. And if you liked it, hey, you're in love and you're infatuated. Now, this is what you know. If you didn't like it, hey, no skin off your back, right? All you did was waste your time. And that's it. The fact that there was no $30 or $60 limit to entry, man, made this a limitless success. And yeah, for a very long time, Fortnite was number, 2, 3 on the charts of most popular played at this very moment on Steam or Xbox. But right now, as of last week, or actually weekend, it is the number one game concurrently people going to. It has reached 3.5 million players over the weekend, that beating out PUBG's 3.2. That's nothing to snooze at. And yes, the numbers are a bit inflated. I'm going to be honest with you because they don't also mention how many people were playing the base Fortnite game. And I think for a good reason, not many are. Uh, not to God, I just made a mistake. Not to discredit, if you like that base version, that's good. It is fun. But with that said, it's an easier entry to get into. And I think to me, the best advice, we're going to do an impressions video or else this video would be 30 minutes long. Fortnite is, in SparkNote's term, the easier game to get into. If I told people what game do I prefer them to play, at least first, it's Fortnite. Because what Fortnite does is it takes what, to me, again, I bought PUBG twice, so please don't flame me here. PUBG to me is a little rough around the edges. It doesn't have the aesthetic look that Fortnite has. It is a bit clunky in terms of the interface, especially on console. Whereas Fortnite, it's simple. Hey, don't focus on what level your helmet is. Just drink a couple of potions and you'll be at max, shield. If you're drinking or bandaging up or you have these med kits, that's how you heal up. Hey, weapons, you want to know which one's better? Well, we have a gray is the worst, green is okay, blue is great, purple is fantastic, and oh my god, if it's orange, pick it up because it's godly. And that is how Fortnite works. It's way more streamlined when it comes to consoles and when it comes to PC, and the building element that Fortnite's known for adds a whole new spectrum and verticality to this game that doesn't exist in PUBG. And so there you have it. Fortnite is huge because it's free, it's easy to get into, and yeah, it's on multiple platforms before their competition is. Because they know, again, early bird gets the worm. Yeah, a lot of people might be writing in the comments, it's just a blatant ripoff. It is. And guess what? It's better because of it. So with that said, what if Red Dead Redemption comes in and eats away at the Fortnite community and eats away at the PUBG community? What happens if Ubisoft has a game that comes out like a Tom Clancy game and it copies the same style of this game? What happens if Blizzard tries it and this, that, or the other thing? Well, we've seen it with MOBAs, right? But in the beginning, we had Dota 2, we had League of Legends, now we have Heroes of the Storm. Those are the big three that people play. I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's, we have games like Smite. But other than that, anytime that someone tries it and tries to enter it, because there's already staples in the series, they go and they fall and unfortunately don't come back from grace. We saw it with games like Paragon. So with Fortnite coming out and saying, yeah, no, this is who we are, and being so early to the game, they are the Coke or the Pepsi equivalent to whatever PUBG is. And let's just call them the Coca-Cola, right? They are the Pepsi equivalent. And that's not a bad thing. You rather be Pepsi than RC. Though I do enjoy a good RC cola from time to time. I mean, look at me. I enjoy it. With that said, that's the importance of what Fortnite has done. I don't think this game's going anywhere anytime soon. And even if it does fall from the ladder of top 1 or 2 or 3 to the top 5, 6, 7, it doesn't matter because Epic is still making a whole bunch of money off of this game because of the microtransactions, because of all those little cosmetic things you get to buy in the store. Epic doesn't really care. And I think a lot of people care too much about you're either first or you're last, and there is so much gray area. I think Ubisoft would love if games like Rainbow Six were as popular as Overwatch, but guess what? That game is still their biggest cash cow. Look at Blizzard. They're still trying. It's so cute with Heroes of the Storm, right? But guess what? They have it. They have their user base, and they're fine with it. They want you to join that community because they don't want you to just play Heroes of the Storm. They want you to play Overwatch. They want you to play Hearthstone. They want you to be part of the Blizzard community. Dota, again, they're fine where they are. They don't care. They're making millions of dollars. And as long as their profits go up year after year, it doesn't matter what place they're in. And so at the end of the day, I want this to be as agnostic as possible when it comes to what game is better. Because if you enjoy PUBG and you like it more than Fortnite, that's good on you because they're doing so great right now. And to see Epic being talked about as a serious player again in gaming in terms of making their own games, that's awesome because Epic could very much easily be sitting in the back pulling a valve and going, yeah, we'll make a game when, I don't know, we stop selling this platform that people build their games off of, right? Instead, they're getting their hands dirty and making the games themselves. And I really love that. I'm really happy where Epic is right now and where they're going because I only think great things are going to come. And so, with that said, guys, gang, that's all I got for you here at Bad Big Games. It's all about the conversation. So I want to know, do you play Fortnite? Do you play PUBG? What game do you play currently that you're hooked onto? Because right now, I'll be honest, I was playing Monster Hunter, but Fortnite came, and that's the only thing I could think of. Like, I have Shadow of the Colossus. I've been waiting for that game for months, but now that Fortnite's come, I can't even think of anything else. So let me know in the comment section down below. Again, there's no wrong answers. It's all about the conversation. And hey, if there's something I missed, let me know. If there's something else that you want to throw in, hey, Fortnite also does this, and that's why it's such a big, awesome game. Let me know in the comments. So here at Bad Big Games, we talk about all things games, not just Fortnite, PUBG, but also Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, anything that interests me. We talk about news, rants, and first impressions, and that's what you get here at Bad Big Games. And I also want to thank our Patreons over at patreon.com/make us better for truly making us better day in, day out. I almost fudged that up, but I didn't. I'm too good. And so, with that said, with that all out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you and have a great one.